Are you planning to use LED lighting for your system? You need to stay for this video so you can learn all the steps to follow in order to have a successful project. Welcome to another episode of Solving Problems in My Farm. Today we're going to be learning on how to approach a project with LED lighting, each of the steps that you need to follow to have a successful project. So first, let's make a list of all the steps and then I'm going to explain each of them. The first one will be to select your growing parameters. The second one will be to calculate the lighting requirements. The third one will be to check if there are any limitations with your project. The fourth one will be to select your equipment and validation of the project. And the last but not least important will be to select who is going to advise you on the project. So now let's explain each of them. So the first step is to select your growing parameters. In here, first you need to learn which are the units that you need to work with in order to check light intensity. We work with PPFD and DLI in order to do a correct interpretation of the data and the correct management of your system. After that, you need to check also which crop are you working with, which is the stage of development of that crop, and the parameters for the climate, humidity, temperature, wind velocity, etc. After that, you also will need to check the lighting goal. So you need to check which is the amount of light that you want to deliver. And after that, then we have the second step. For the second step, we are going to do the lighting calculations. So once you have your lighting goal, let's say that you're working in a vertical farm or you're working in a greenhouse, you should have a goal for DLI, the amount of light that your plant is receiving per day. If your plant is receiving less light than that, naturally, for example, inside of a greenhouse, you will need to calculate the amount of supplemental lighting that you need to add. And for that, we have a lot of videos that you can check in our YouTube channel to learn on how to do those calculations. So you will need to check how to deliver that light to your plants if you are doing supplemental lighting. If you are doing lighting inside of a plant factory like this one, then you will need to do the calculations on the photoperiod that you need to deliver to your plants and also the light intensity to reach the goal of the DLI that you want. Depending on the crop that you're working with, the photoperiod can also be something important. So sometimes the goal will be a specific photoperiod and a specific DLI. So depending on those variables, you will need to do the calculations for lighting. On the third step, we have to check for any limiting factors. In here, you need to check the dimensions of your project. Sometimes depending on your facility or the land that you have, you will be limited on where can you place your project. So that's a limitation. Also, your budget, of course, that's important. Depending on your budget, you're going to know the size of the project and how many plants can you put in there. Of course, also, if you are using LED lighting, you will need to check all the electricity aspects of the space where you're working with and power that is available for your project. So that's also another limitation. You will always need to check depending on the quantity of lights that you are going to be using, if that is something that your system can handle. On the fourth step, we have equipment selection and validation. In here, we are including, for example, the selection of lamps. Good companies like Hort Americas are able to provide you a light plan, and this is a document where you can check the efficiency of the lamp, the uniformity that you will be having on your system, the amount of lights that are going to be required for creating that uniformity, and based on that, you can approve, of course, your project and then start with those lights. It's very important to be able to select a product that can make your system more efficient. So in here, you are going to validate all the proposals for, I don't know, like different companies, for example, in order to know which are going to be your decisions for the project. And last but not least important is the guidance for the project. If you're not an expert on lighting and you have a good project on your hands, it's very important to rely on someone that can help you and guide you to make the best decisions. In this case, for example, in Hort Americas, we have consulting sessions where we can help you on how to create ideal conditions inside of your facility and also to solve some problems. So those are all the steps that you need to follow in order to have a successful project with LED lighting. If you have any comments or questions, please leave those here and let me know if you're interested in any other topic. link to control environment agriculture. Remember, my name is Karla Garcia, Hort Americas Technical Service and Consultant. See you on the next video.